Today we're going to be playing some Queen Meve Golden Necker. Now, the real reason we're doing this is not just to use Queen Meve, who's a very cool card, but it's because of the change to Carrack Frigate. So Carrack Frigate gained a power, which makes it much harder to remove, which is really important for if you're building a deck around it, because you need this thing to live. So we really want to rely on this card, and we're going to see if it can work. I debated putting this into a siege deck, but we did a siege deck recently, so I decided to change it up and do something different. We're going with Golden Necker Queen Meve. So ideally, this will spawn a bunch of little crews. Well, not crews. It'll use its crew effect to spawn a bunch of volunteers, which will then give it crew if the other ones start dying. And then you build up a bunch of these guys, and Queen Meve boosts them quite a bit. That is the idea for the deck. So we are playing Crystal Skull. There are several cards you would like to have protected, and Crystal Skull is a good one. It also thins your deck by pulling out a Ordaining Secret Service, so usually you want those coming out of your deck in round 1 or 2 because you don't want to pull them off of the Golden Necker. So it's important to thin those out. They don't always get a lot of value, and I think it might be worth just running 1 in this deck, but we'll talk about that at the end. So we've got the Crystal Skull, we've got Golden Necker, got Royal Decree for consistency, got the Siri Nova. You can cut Siri Nova, but I always like including her. I like Resilience cards, and as the original part of this deck, not Golden Necker, she came first. I've always liked her, so we always play her. The Queen Meve here, we do have several inspired cards in the deck. The timer reduction's just for her initial ability. It doesn't mean that each subsequent timer is shorter, in case there's some confusion there, I don't know. But yeah, so it's not that important that you play her next to them, but if you happen to have 2 of your inspired cards out, you can stick her between them and she'll go off that turn, which is kind of nice. And then whenever she resets this one here, the bottom part, when she receives a boost gain armor, can actually be surprisingly useful. Because we're playing something in this deck I don't think any of you have seen in a long time, but I think it actually works out pretty well. We'll get there in a minute, though. Of course, we're playing the Dandelion. Dandelion's just really solid for this type of deck. You have 3 leader charges for the Shieldwall. I should have mentioned that. Typically, they go on Dandelion, Black Rayla, and Anna, but we have a couple other ones and some options there. Another card you might want to put them on. But usually, one always goes on Dandelion because you don't play them early. With Black Rayla, usually one goes on her. She's just a really strong engine with a shield and boost on her because it makes her inspired for a long time and you get a lot of value out of it. So I like having her. Next up, we have the Cyprian Wily. This is like a flex slot here. You can change this and change one of the Ordaining Secret Servants or something else. But he's just in here to answer like just annoying things. Bombs, get rid of the Madoc, get rid of, I don't know, Roach against the Lippy decks. You can get rid of a lot of stuff with Cyprian. I just thought he's kind of cool. I like playing him. You can change him out, though. Then we have the Keldar. We are not playing a lot of Witchers, but I opted to include the Keldar as a backup for Queen Meve, because if the opponent is killing off all of your frigates, or maybe you have a frigate on the melee row, you can stick this guy down in the ranged row. He works really well with Golden Necker, because you play him, you get Golden Necker, that's 1 special. The Golden Necker plays a special, it's another one, you end your turn, so he spawns 3 guys that turn. So he just helps with the row swarming. Just helps with the row swarming if you want to do it. Oh, and one thing, we are not playing Yennefer, even though she got buffed. You could cut this Cyprian and fit in the Yennefer. I just thought we would probably have our Keldars and Frigates answered. We don't have that many other ways to spawn units. So we're just relying on the Queen Meve for our row benefiting. Our payoff, I should say. Then we're moving on to Tasha Mutna's Sword. Pretty standard in most Golden Necker decks. Really solid removal. If they have any statuses on them, you can just boom, 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 it's dead. Pretty much all the time. Then we have Immortals. We are playing the Immortals Sorceress, even though Sorceress got nerfed. It's just a really strong round 1 tempo engine, which is really strong for us because we want to play a long round eventually with Queen Meve. Although Queen Meve can work in a short round if you have the Keldar out, like I said. You can get a bunch of guys quick and then put down the Queen Meve. Or put the Queen Meve out and then get a bunch of guys. Next up, we have Margaret. She's just a lock. You can do whatever you want there. Playing 1 Mastercrafted Spear. I thought we didn't quite have enough specials for the Golden Necker, so I opted for Mastercrafted Spear. This and Cyprian are 14 Rigids, you can do whatever you want with. Kind of up to you. But I just like Mastercrafted Spear. It's just 6 damage. 6 damage is nice. But you could play it for like a Directory if you want a second lock. You could fit in Commander's Horn if you want to rely more on the buffing up all your guys. Or fit in Yennefer. Some choices there. Star of the show here. Well, one of the stars of the show. We're getting to the unsung hero of this deck shortly. That's Carrack Frigate. So Carrack Frigate at 5 powers, 1 armor, pretty hard to get rid of. And yeah, it's just really nice. You can spawn a bunch of guys. We don't have too many Warfarers for his cooldown, The warfare is why, or not warfare, for the resupply. The resupply is why I considered making this a siege deck, but I opted not to because we did a siege pretty recently. So it's just should be pretty good. And one note about Carrick Frigate, cards generally resolve their abilities before effects on the board check, right? So like if you play a deploy and they have an on-crate longship, your deploy goes off, their ship's dead before the ship on the board checks that does a damage, right? Otherwise you'd take a ping when you played something that did that. Why it's important here is that it'll spawn the volunteer before checking the crew requirement, right? So if you have one soldier on the left, you click the order, it spawns the soldier on the right, and it goes to cooldown 1. So you only need the one soldier adjacent before you get this going. Just wanted to clarify that because it can be a little bit maybe tricky to figure that one out. But yeah, if you throw down like a setup card, say Radovich Royal Guard, and you put this next to it, armor it up, and next turn click it, it'll get the effect. Next up, we have the 2 Radiant Secret Services. You can cut this down to 1. I like having 2 because we're going to probably pull one off Crystal Skull. And also, Siri Novus is a deploy. So, there's a couple ways to pull them out of your deck, and you don't want your stuff getting locked. So, I like including them, but if you want to have the provisions for something else, I think you can replace one with the Mahakam Ale. Because, yeah, I think you should replace one with the Mahakam Ale if you wanted to. I'm not sure about that. I might do that. Next up, we have the Boiling Oil, just removal. And now we're getting to this. Now we're at the secret star of the show, Thunderbolt. So we're playing 2 Thunderbolts in this. The reason why is I'm not a big fan of the Drakenborg into Berenger play, and I wanted to pick some artifacts for this deck because this is a Golden Necker deck. And the artifact choice is kind of limited because we're not playing Witchers. We don't really want Kaersaren. I think it's Kaersaren. So I opted for Thunderbolt. So why are we doing Thunderbolt? Well, we have a bunch of cards that benefit from being boosted via Inspired. We've got Dandelion, we've got Black Rayla, we've got Keldar's. Like, these are ones you want to keep alive by boosting them. You've got Anna. Did we skip Anna? We might have skipped Anna. She's here as another target for your leader. A lot of value. You can protect your frigates. Like, there's a lot of cards that benefit from these boosts. And I just thought it might be a neat little artifact to try out in the deck. And so far, I've been really happy with it. Yeah, I've been really happy with this thing so far. It's not the strongest value card, right? Like, Thunderbolt, it's not the best value, but it's not that bad if you're protecting stuff. And I've just found this thing to be pretty fun to play around with. No one ever expects it. I'm not saying it's the strongest card or anything, but in this deck, it seems to work pretty well. We're going to play 2, because I like having 2 artifacts for Golden Necker. We have 1 Lyrian Landsknecht. It's just another Inspired card. You can change this around how you want. And then, yep, oh, one note on Thunderbolt. Since we're in Golden Necker, Thunderbolt's kind of like a discount Ale the Ancestors, where Ale the Ancestors is giving you those 3 points of protection every other turn consistently. The Thunderbolt, you have to play the first one to deploy, then you have 1 boost 3. It's not nearly as good, but you can use it for similar stuff. We mentioned the Sorceress, we mentioned the Landsknecht. The last card is we've got Radovich Royal Guards. Now you can obviously cut these 2 and then cut one of the cards we talked about earlier. Make this a Musicians of Blaviken deck. But this card got buffed, so I really wanted to try it out. And it's a 4/4 now with Formation, Order, Boost by 2, Inspired, Give 2 Armor. This is the most likely one of your Inspired cards to live, to put Queen Meve next to. And it's just really nice. You play it with Formation, it comes down at 5. The opponent has to think if they want to spend usually 5 provisions worth of removal on a 4 provision card. But if they don't, this Order for 2 and 2 Armor can really keep stuff alive nicely. And between the Thunderbolts and the Radovich Royal Guards, and the Shieldwalls, we have enough to protect our main engine cards and main Inspired cards that I feel pretty safe playing more than we have leader charges for. So anyway, that's the deck. A little bit more in-depth explanation this time. I've been cutting them short lately, but we'll see how this works out. I've played a few games with it. It's a pretty fun deck. I've had a lot of good times with it. Let's go see what we run into today. Enslave, Assimilate. This is, again, this is the most common deck on the ladder. Love to play this every single day. So we don't want these. Let's see, what else do we not want here? This all looks okay, but we got Golden Necker. That's a nice change of pace. Let's see what else we got. Usually I just don't draw this thing for some reason. I think you're the one we'll put back here. If we play a Dandelion and put this on it, he's 100% enslaving it. Because it's an easy 4 damage into steel. So actually, Dandelion, if we go tourney, it's better if we do it with tourney. It's better if we leader this, Because then then he needs exactly Tourney Joust rather than any of his damage cards. If it's Tourney Joust, he hits it, takes it at 4, we can Boiling Oil it. So this is the right play. Not using the Crystal Skull. Okay, he's gonna let us do it. Okay. So we want to buff up stuff in our deck here. Usually want to buff the inspired cards. I think... Oh, you're on top of our deck. That's good to know. I think we'll buff the Ana here. And then as far as what else we want to play, I mean, he's just gonna do that. We'll just drop this. Hopefully we can then put the Frigate next to it. I'd like to hold the Crystal Skull as long as possible, because if we use it, we can then pull out a Secret Service if we need to. Like, supposing he kills this one. Because he'll probably kill this before trying to lock us. I guess then the lock would pull it out too, but... Probably just use it next turn then. Gonna give us Spying. Surprised they didn't go on the Dandelion, to be honest here. Could go Mastercrafted Spear Duj. We just play let's play the Boiling Oil. Well, do we actually need to develop an engine? That's the real question. Do we need to develop an engine? Yeah, we should. We should. Let's do this. Let's just play the Frigate. It's Enslave 6, so the Rune Mage is just in here to be in here. It means he's playing Bribery. Would we rather remove Torturer or Scorpion? First we do this. And like I said, if you click the order and you have something on the left, this guy spawns first. It's a 1-turn cooldown. Good to know. Just want to point that out again. I think we kill the Fire Scorpion. Let's do... We did Ana. I don't want to get too tall because of Vilgefortz. Make too much value on stuff. Let's put on the Landsknecht. Him coming down with a Zeal order for 3 is pretty nice, actually. And then I guess we'll put... Could put this on this to bait Vilgefortz. Let's put on this. Yeah. I mean, we kind of figured that was going to happen here, but we got some good Dandelion value. Some good value. We've got Kaldar up to 9. That is really strong. We do want to push him here, or bleed him here. He played the Jan, so his hand's all gold cards. Well, not all gold cards. These 3 he just do are gold cards. What are we looking at on Golden Necker? We've got Teshem. Okay, we've got some good stuff in there. The 4 threshold might be hard to reach. We don't have Immortals. Open with this. I think Black Rayla makes sense here. We want him to use his leader and some of his gold cards without us using Golden Necker. I think short round Golden Necker makes a lot of sense here. He's going to take one of those guys, that's fine. We could Mastercraft, that's... Not sure what's up with that play. I guess he really wants this to live. Let's do Black Rayla, and if he hits Tourney Joust, we can kill it. If we do this and he hits it, it's because it's essentially +4. This is better against Tourney Joust. So we can get an extra point off Mastercrafted Spear, I think. We'll hold this. Yeah, this should be the Enslave. Let me do this. Take the extra 2. No reason to use that order yet. This could be bad. There goes our Immortals. Let's see. We could go this. This sets up the Cyprian. He's gonna coup her. We couldn't. Purify doesn't do anything because it has the what's it called? Death blow. In this situation, he's got a nice lead on us, which is kind of annoying. This is gonna be not triggering because it's in the middle, and that's. I guess that is a soldier. So he actually does get that fully triggered. We just want to play the Siri here and pass. It's not that likely he's playing a Purify, so the Siri should stick. I guess he still has Brothan, Stefan, Torres, all that stuff. Vilgefortz. Nausicaa's, like, we don't... The problem is we actually... Ooh, it's a Henry deck. I didn't think it was Shoop with Henry because I saw the Enslave 6. See what he gets. Special thanks to you guys for pointing this out, but if you want to know what Henry gave them, the bottom of the card set is the one in the hand. So, like, he gave us these 5. The bottom one, Menno, is the one in our hand. It's the one in our hand. Look at the 5 he created. He got these 5, John, Foltest, Labioida, Radovid, and he kept Donmir of Troy. So now we know that's in his hand. That will brick the Cyprian. So that means we don't want to have Cyprian round 3. So because of that, I think we'll actually play a little bit more here. I don't think we have a tactic. Oh, we do. We have Royal Decree. So we can pull Decree off of that. That is a good option to have access to, actually. Question is, what do you get with Decree? Ardle is up to 3. Non-doomed. We do actually want to do that Decree, I think. Because having access to Tesha Mutna Sword off of the Golden Necker guarantees we can kill the defender. So we do actually want to pull that Decree out. Just trying to think of what card we'd play. Let's do it. Let's grab our Decree. And I think we actually want the Ana here. It's Ana or Queen Meve. Let's go Queen Meve. Go big. Now that should make him use the Vilgefortz, I think. We also have Keldar into Golden Necker if we want to all-in. Which I don't really want to right now. At the moment, I don't think that's great. Just because she won't go off again. If she was going to go off one more time this round, I think it would have been worth it. A top unit in our deck will be one of these. 3, 4. One of these 4. What are we doing here, buddy? He does not remove the Queen Meve. Interesting. So we can pass here, go up to around 3 on even, or we can drop the Keldar for a bigger push. Keldar's super good with this. We also just try bleeding by playing Thunderbolt. He's already played his coup this round. Question is boosted Keldar worth trading? It definitely trades for something. Like, it's either going to trade for Stefan or Vilgefortz. Is that worth it? I think it might be, actually. Yeah, let's play it. And for the Keldar, doesn't matter what row you put it in. End of turn, or timer goes off before end of turn, so she's gonna go off before he spawns it, no matter where you put it. No bribery. Okay, so we actually might get a good all-in here off Golden Necker. That's interesting. I don't want to do it right now. We'll do the Thunderbolt first. But he's very slow in playing his golds. There's no shoop, it's Henry bribery. Ooh, there it is. He's too good for us, guys. He's too good.
It's war you want, then war you shall have.
So if we play a card, he passes, the Meve doesn't go off. If we play a card, then he goes, the Meve goes off. The Meve's worth what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's worth 10 at the moment. Could play Thunderbolt. He still has to play a card. Because right now we go up on even. Let's play the Thunderbolt. We have this Siri Nova carrying over, so I think it's worth bleeding his golds out. He still has the Defender, which if he plays it right here to protect the Meve, we could Teshem Sword it for good value. Perfect. And I think this does mean we want to go in here. Actually, I don't think we do. We got the Defender. That was the Fawn order. Gets him 2. So he gets 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can play. We would get this, this, and one of these guys. And then we'd spawn, fill our ranged row. If we go into a round 3 with none of that, how do we feel? One of the things really pushing me towards the Golden Necker is we could actually just play his cards. And we're going to do it. Alright, we should get enough here just to play both, I think. And now, we can actually just draw into the cards he gave us. Particularly like this. And he should be pretty much using up all his golds here. He makes another Queen Meve. Our Meve goes off there, because he gets an extra turn. And we bleed out the Stefan as well. Perfect. He's got a lot of Queen Peeps, though. Our series not that big anymore, tragically. However, the question here is, do we have anything better from his deck? Like, we have all 3 of these as options. I thought it'd be fun to get to play these. However, I don't think they're going to work very much. We don't have a Soldier or Aristocrat. We actually do in our deck, just not right now. This plays a Soldier. We don't have a Soldier. Fortunately. This is the only... we only have one that's useful, which would be Ardle. I think Ardle's worth more than this. Actually, they're all worth... Try and get the Ardle here. Okay, nice. See what our opponent goes for. Fire Scorpion. Got the Margarita to lock that. Seems good. And then we can drop Anna. He still has Vilgefortz. He's going to kill the Siri for a few points. As in a lot. We should have put the Shieldwall on it. I just didn't think he'd keep the... Who? Let's play this. This is probably like Nausicaa Sergeant. In case we should be okay. Yeah, he's done. That was a very interesting game. That's a really crazy round 2, to be honest. Heim South? I like it. Nice name. Playing Overwhelming Hunger, so probably some Deathwish deck. I know that's really helpful. Standard is just Dagon into the Wispus lady. Weavis, Wispus, whichever one it is. Control's not that good here. This is better control than that anyway. We don't need two of this. Ooh, didn't want to draw you. But we still have one in deck. We gonna do something here, or are we just waiting for no reason? Wow, that was such a hard play to do. Why don't we wait like until the timer started to do that? We do have a lock here. We could stop the second one coming out. I think I'd rather lock one of his... Would I rather lock one of the Dagon cards? Although he didn't play Dagon there. That might be worth it instead of just trying to get our own stuff going. Let's try this. Go for our own. We won't lock her right now. Use this before the Foglet potentially removes the Inspired. Usually she's a good card to kill. Our damage isn't going to find much value here, but stopping a consume is about as good as it's going to get, I think. I don't want him to... I don't think he has an answer to Siri. Let's just play the Siri.
It would be best if we went out for a bit of air.
We're going to Heatwave Siri? That'd be nice, actually. Nope, just go for the second one. Gets that extra egg. Egg did get buffed. Helps this deck out. Now we could pass here. It's either pass or play the second Frigate. I don't really like playing the Frigate, so we get 4 points off of this. I guess it's 29. He's not generating anything unless he plays cards, so we're down 15. I think we give it to him here. Got the Siri carrying over. It's too much of a commitment to keep up, especially when he'll just play a bronze and eat the egg for 10. You're going back. You're going back. Still no Golden Necker. Oh, are we playing some kind of combo deck? Of course we are. We are 1 damage short of being able to kill that. Really wish we had access to our Black Rayla. So the only way to kill that is to go Teshem Sword into Boiling Oil. I think we have to. Otherwise, he's probably doing some Weavis Incantation shenanigans. We have a lock. So we have to lock something. Alright, so we're just playing some random Witch's Sabbath deck and they got us because we didn't realize it. Can't renew Cave Troll. What are we getting? Cave Troll's a 10. Yeah, exactly. What a game. What a game. Well, guys, this is how the ladder is nowadays. It's either this or you're playing Enslave, Assimilate, or Renfri. It's like the existence of the ladder. Oh, there's some Raid Warriors in there too. But that's what I'm going up against lately. How about you guys? You all just seeing only hyper control and combo greed decks like this? I'm gonna leave this one in because this is kind of funny. This guy just didn't know Cave Troll was a 10. Or he forgot. Nice throw. Our first challenger will be Abu Arbu. No, that's not even close. Abu Abu. Abu Abu, I guess. Playing Imprisonment. Now, if this is a cultist deck, we do not have a way to remove the cultist scenario. I've seen a good amount of cultist decks, so we'll see about that. We've got Immortals. We don't have a Sorceress, which is a little bit unfortunate here. And actually, with this, I think we might keep the Thunderbolt. No, because we're going to have our Secret Service come out. We're going to want to play this into this or this. I like opening Dandelion with the leader charge, but that's kind of risky into him. I don't think we need the Thunderbolt. Oh, nice. We drew the Sorceress. Perfect. I think we'll bait with the Dandelion and go in with... Or we can bait with Immortals and go in with Sorceress. We'll see. See how he opens. Okay, so the Renfri Imprisonment, that's fine. Pretty common deck. We have a lot of locks in it. But we're not too bad against locks. The only thing is it's a little annoying for Dandelion because you remove the shield when you unlock him. But I still think this is worth opening with. Can't really lock us with the Secret Service out, so we have to kill the Secret Service. Or lock the Secret Service. Can imposter us right away. Now if he kills the Secret Service... Okay, so he's going to go right in here. Full tempo. That is actually really annoying when they do that. However, I think we'll just throw down the Immortals here. We can't kill this Dandelion, which is actually a huge issue. Because now he gets a full round of Dandelion. This really synergizes with his deck too, because he's going to be playing Iris and Iris's companions and such. I think we'll have to pass on 7. But we'll see if he plays low tempo. So we don't really want this getting value. We could grab our Margarita off of the Decree since we have the Sorceress. But I really would prefer not to, because we still want to get things like Black Rayla and Keldar later. What do you do? He played Blightmaker. Yeah, he's up by 25. We just play one card here. Then we just play our Siri for round 2 carryover. That does thin this out. Ideally, we'd have some more unlocks for later, but I really want this Siri down here, because he's playing a high tempo there. He still has this as well. Because he might pass right here, if he thinks he has a good option to. There is the good old Dasburg Runestone. Get quite a bit of value playing the Rune Mage. Like, there's no way we come back here. He's going to be up. This is like 5. This is probably worth like 8. No, it's not worth that much. Could be worth 8. Gonna ping off that. Gonna obviously use this, and he'll be up by a solid 30 points, which we're not coming back from. Seeing that Dandelion every turn, because he got the +1 on the Imposter, so it does have its inspired effect. And we'll just have to pass here. It's not too bad. Oh, he's going to go for the long round 3. Okay. So he thinks he can beat us in long round 3. That depends on how much Meve does. So we have some good engine cards. I don't think he really wants to take a long round 3 necessarily. He's going to rely on the Siri and the Renfri, I guess. Not the Siri, the, what's the thing called? Triss and Renfri. Just dropping the Tortoise. Yeah, this is in here because Triss gets +4 on it, so he's definitely playing the Triss. Otherwise, you'd play like a different 4 person some of the times. It might mean he cut the aristocrat locks, though. We'll see. The thing is, he's got Nausicaa and slave drivers and all that nonsense. The good thing here is he can't push us with those because, well, he needs to have lost the round. So we need to find our golden necker. We've got one special in our deck and one artifact. So actually, I think we want to put back an artifact and a special just in case we draw into them. Just like that. Still don't have the golden necker, though. That is a bit of a shame. He's going to play one random card here. It's probably going to be... I thought it might be the Iris. That doesn't really do much for him. In this situation, I think we just drop one of the Royal Guards pretty easily. He's not going to push us here. Yeah, like, he's not going to push us here. Question is, do we thin a card with Royal Decree? I don't think so. I think we go for the redraws here. Just pass. We'll take the 2 extra redraws. It's really nice for Golden Necker. Hopefully find it that way. I like redraws over just less cards in hand because we have more options to put stuff back. Right? So like we can put back this. Put this back. We do actually need the Golden Necker though. And we don't get it. So that's unfortunate. We had 5 redraws there, 9 cards in deck. Or we had what? Yeah, we had 2. Yeah, we had like 4 redraws there. Sometimes you don't get your card. That's just how it is. See if we can make it work anyway. We do have Black Rayla, which will pull out of the deck and put our leader charge on. But I'd like to get this going first and see if we can land a Frigate and maybe bait his Vilgeforts. That way. If we bait the Vilgeforts, we get one of these. Okay, so there's a lock. Guessing he has more locks. Let's throw this down. This is where one of the situations where the Mahakam Ale would be nice to have the extra Purify. That's not on a Secret Service. But if he slave drivers this, he's not slave driving a Nausicaa. I think that's a good trade for us because we're going to fill our rows anyway with stuff like Keldar. So we don't actually need all these orders to get a really big Queen Meve. Okay, good. He did that. Let's throw down the other Frigate. So we'll have to put a soldier next to that, but I think we'll just stick the Queen Meve next to that, see if we can get her going. Or we can grab our Lyrian Landsknecht. Put the Queen Meve. The question is, we Queen Meve now or later? Let's drop the Meve.
We will never bow to the invader.
Since we don't have Golden Necker, we're going to need a lot of point generation off of her. And, I mean, if he removes her, he's going to remove her eventually anyway, before her ability goes off. But our high roll situation here is he can't remove her. Or he has to try for a Renfri removal, because he just played 2 locks. That'll do it. There's the Vilgeforts. Okay, we don't need the cooldown 1 on this either, because we have enough turns. He's setting up the Triss. There's nothing we can really do about it other than killing his stuff early. See, I think we want to go Black Rayla here.
I'll fight to my last breath.
Can we boost? We're going to boost this with Thunderbolt, so let's hold off on that. Go Keldar into Thunderbolt. He's setting up the Geralt, it looks like. And then I think we'll leader this, and then we'll use the Thunderbolt next turn, and use the Thunderbolt order on Anna. We try and start killing these off before the Triss comes down.
The windmill. Its sticks spin around and smash you.
Yep, he set up the Geralt, as we knew he was doing. Not too much subtlety there. Play the Thunderbolt. It's worth losing the 1 point to kill us off. So it gets an extra 2 points from not letting him boost with Renfri. But unfortunately, I don't think we've got the Triss and Renfri value matched here.
Defeat them with hunger, crush them with thirst.
I think we just stick you in here. Thunderbolt on her.
The windmill. Its sticks spin around and smash you.
There's the Renfri. We do want to play Tesham next and try and stop a couple points on the Triss. Vilgefortz is the obvious target here, but we're not going to have the value to match him. Sometimes you don't draw a Golden Echo. You can play Arcane Tome in here, but with the thinning from the Secret Services, I didn't think we'd really need it all that time. But just because I did that, you'll see that we'll just not draw it today in the video. We'll see. He comes in here, kills Anna, Assimilate 10, and we're pretty much done here. Let's drop... This has a status on it, actually. It's good Tesham value.
Gotta dodge. Gotta have the
Not good enough, though. And he wins this off of the Triss, which is his next play. Nothing we can really do about it.
windmill. Its sticks spin around and smash you.
Wins by like 20-ish.
I will not let this become a second Sodom.
Yeah, 25. That's alright. It's about what I expected without Golden Necker. 14, don't know what that means, but whatever. Playing Guerrilla Tactics could be several things. Hopefully it's not a Milva Sharpshooter control deck, because that would mess with us a lot. Would not like to face that.
Famous last words right there.
Perhaps it would be best if we went out for a bit of air.
I like the shield on this better, because this puts it into range of Ike if he's playing dragons. See, this might just be Harmony. We'll see what this card is. No, it's a movement deck. It's not a Harmony deck. Okay. This is on top. I like buffing this because we frequently do play it. I think it's worth this. Let's make that a pain for him to fix. It's not a great waylay. Yeah, we have the second one in hand. The question is it worth playing this to free our Dandelion? I think it is. As sad as that is, I think this is worth it.
Could he be a suitor to my lady?
Hate to see it, but I think the Dandelion being unlocked is good enough. We're gonna grab our own Margarita here. Do our own lock. We're fine doing long round 3. I'm guessing this is a Renfri deck, by the way, because of how early he spammed his leaders.
Oh, I'm feeling sleepy, grumpy, dopey, and bashful.
So Siri makes a lot of sense here.
Yield and save me some time.
Just use it. We're gonna pass next turn. Let's see if he has the Ike. Nope.
Chaos
So we lose on even, but we have Siri carryover, which cancels it out more or less. And that Dandelion Purify got us, what, like 4 points on this and 2 on this? I think that's worth it. Problem is, if he's playing more dragons, we're playing into it with being so tall. This is a good card. Not so much you. What are we looking at for specials? Put that back too. I guess it could be pure movement. I don't want to play this if he's going to pass right this second. Let's drop a Thunderbolt, confuse him. The reason we get punished here by Sentinel, well, not even Sentinel. Or Sentinel or Sentry? Sentry. Sentry doesn't even punish us because we just banish the Sentry. Vanadane.
This is our land.
That's interesting.
You're not welcome here.
So I guess we made this off of this. I think these are here to make extra waylays. Not sure what's up here. It is slightly intriguing. Just get rid of this guy. I should have played that ranged, but whatever. I'm guessing there's going to be an Alyssa now to shuffle those in. It's kind of annoying we can't deal with a Vanadane. He has a sim loss, it's going to give someone extra points. Let's put in the Frigate. We don't have a soldier to put next to it, is the problem. I can put it down anyway. He doesn't know we don't have a soldier. It's easy enough to put one next to this. I think this is going to be our long round, so let's play these guys here. We don't want a short round 3 because of sim loss and waylays. So that does end the round. I kind of thought it would. So we've got the Keldar, we'd like Immortals, we do have Golden Necker. We want to keep Thunderbolt and a special in our deck. Okay, there's that. That's good. We don't want to redraw because we could get one of these. Or specifically, we don't want to get this. He does have Waylays. If he's playing Simloss, he has not played Alyssa yet. He played one of the ones Vanadane made, he created the other one. So he could still have 2 natural Waylays in his deck. He's just going to do Waylay there. That's fine. Do we want to go with the Golden Necker? The Thunderbolt could be pretty valuable on this. We don't really want to... Yeah, we don't. We want to get the Keldar out first for those extra points. So he waylays this. He does not.
Are you fucking kidding me? Catnip instead of crowns?
I mean, nothing crazy here, right? We'll hold off on this order still. So I want to put on Keldar. These 2 cards don't really need it. I mean, I guess you could use... Ooh, Heatwave. I don't know about that. I feel like I would have removed this. So that doesn't make much sense, but... Whatever you want to do, buddy.
Tell me what you see. Be specific.
We want to shield this guy. We'll use the order now. Hopefully this doesn't die. It's got a 33% chance of not dying. It's not too bad if it dies, but it'd make our Meve go off really fast. Well, a little bit faster. Ideally, he just hits the shield, but he probably won't. Okay, he's gonna kill our guy. So this gets the Meve off a little faster. Next turn we go Golden Necker. That should be good. Hopefully he can't kill our Queen Meve. The Brayhen setup isn't here. Because he's gonna hit this token. Ah, big old Gezeros.
No point in showing mercy. No point at all.
Pretty nice Gezeros. But our Immortals is still getting value. Now it is time for the Golden Necker.
Why don't train on the cone?
We cannot remove the Gezeros, but we can almost remove it.
The windmill. Its sticks spin around and smash you.
Let's boost Queen Meve, give her an armor. And Meve will give us a bunch of points here.
The windmill hit.
Meve versus Gezeros. Alright, here comes the Waylays. He should only have like 2 left, right? Oh, he's down to 1. Okay. I mean, 1 Waylay is nothing. Sim loss for 1 Waylay. You love to see it. Big old Gezeros. We'll remove the Gezeros now. Drop in the Landsknecht. Take out a Frog. Get +3 on this. And I guess we'll shield you, because why not? Alright, Meve did it there. That's a lot of Meve points. Meve and Keldar for the win. Also, what was that heat wave? Heat waving our sorceress did not do him any favors there. So that's the deck, guys. What I've changed, what I think it's okay. There are some changes I think I would like to make. As far as being a Golden Necker deck with Meve, I think it's fine. I think the Frigates might be better off in a Siege deck, something with Stockpile. You can have the Warfare on those. Here's what I'm thinking. I wanted to make not a Siege deck, like I said in the beginning, because we did a lot of Siege Stockpile. We played a lot of it and we made a video on it pretty recently. So I didn't want to do that. However, if you... Oops, that's not the card. It's also not the card. If you have this thing's brew ready, and you have like leader charges, you can go Stockpile, boom, 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 boom. Volunteers from the Stockpile, volunteers from this. Meve, I think that's probably a better way to take advantage of Frigate. With Frigate and Meve would be really interesting there. You get so many tokens. However, we didn't want to play Stockpile, so... As far as this, I still think this is good. I think it's a pretty fine deck. I don't think it's that... I wouldn't say it's like a strong deck. I'd say it's like a pretty okay deck. Like a normal-ish deck. I like having the shield walls. Unfortunately, played a lot of Punish for our deck, right? A lot of heavy control, a lot of Enslave, Assimilate that just steals your Dandelion or whatever round 1. Imposter steals it. Played a whole bunch of that stuff. I'll cut out some of the Nilfgaard games, there are so many. But you can still win. We still won a bunch of those. But it's annoying. It's annoying. As far as changes to the actual deck, like I said, the cards you can really switch around in here that I would consider switching around are going to be the Mastercrafted Spear, the Cyprian Wily, potentially, if you want to, the, what's it called? The Ana you could. I wouldn't. The really Mastercrafted Spear Keldar are the ones they're just in here to be in here. I thought about stuff like Commander's Horn. I think it's an option. As far as other artifacts, you could do Drakenborg and Berengar. It's 14 provisions, the same as this. I'm not a big fan of Drakenborg, Berengar when you don't have other Witchers in the deck. But we do have Keldar with Witcher students, so there's a little bit there maybe. But I just don't like doing Berengar and Drakenborg when I have no other Witchers because it makes a Peller such a high value play. You Peller the Berengar, boom, it's worth 16. And you don't really want your opponent getting that. So that's why I don't like it that much. Obviously you can do Drakenborg, just tutor whatever card you want with a Secret Service. That is something worth noting. That is an option if you don't want to do Berengar. That is the deck. A couple changes you can make there. And overall, I had a lot of fun with this one. And Thunderbolt, I mean, it didn't do badly. Like, Thunderbolt did alright here. It's pretty nice to have a card that can multiple boost. And I did actually think I like Thunderbolt in the deck. I don't actually think I would change Thunderbolt. Which is impressive, because usually people think Thunderbolt's trash. But I think in a deck that relies on Inspired this much, in a deck that you have Golden Necker in to pull out the artifacts, I think it can make sense to play something like Thunder. And honestly, I just love Thunderbolt's art too. I never even realized it was flashy it is. But, well guys, hope you enjoyed. I had a lot of fun with this one, and we'll see you next time. That'll be it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And you can check out some more videos over here. And thanks for watching.